Hi guys, Richard from Foresight the Video here. Is it the right time for you to buy a Warlock? Maybe pick up a Bronze series? Join me and let's talk about it.
Heavy metal intro music for this YouTube video.
Alright, I should really write intro music. So anyway guys, this is a BC Rich Warlock Bronze series, as you can plainly see, with a clip-on tuner. And this one's actually in really good shape. The points are all nice and sharp. So I was inspired to make this video by my buddy Kyle Jeremio from Bearded Cat Guitars Plus. Go look up his channel, because he just did a video about a Warlock that he has, because he was inspired by the video where Daryl and I bought this, which if you saw the last In Search of Gear, which will probably be the most recent video besides this one, that's where it came from. A couple years ago, you could pick up a Warlock on the used, even on Guitar Center used, for between $60 and $100. Now, I'm noticing them, the Bronze series, between $100 and $150. It seems like they're becoming more scarce too. I'm not sure if BC Rich is making them like they used to or making them at all right now. Let's take a hard look at this guitar and let's see if it's worth picking up for you. So personally, I like the neck shape. If you're a fan of Fender, you'll probably like this neck shape because it's kind of, I say Fender, I mean Squier. There's a difference. It's kind of right in between like that Squier feeling neck and an Ibanez. It's definitely not as thin and wide like with that flatness as an Ibanez. By Ibanez, I'm referring to RG necks. I'm kind of a fan of the Ibanez SZ, which has like a slightly thicker neck, which is kind of like this has. So personally, I like the neck feel. So we have a rosewood fretboard, very common. And we have, you know, just the standard headstock on this one, but they make Bronze series with the Widow's Peak, Widow headstock as well, which some people think is cool. Some people think it looks like a ball sack, you know. So it's an entry-level guitar. Everybody knows that, so I'm not going to be too hard on it. I've owned several Warlocks in my time, a couple Platinums, a couple a custom, which was nice, and then several Bronze series. As a matter of fact, I think I own 3 Bronze right now that are not put together, plus this one. And I'm selling this one tomorrow. When you're looking to buy a guitar, you want playability, you want something that looks cool, you want something that has a good sound, right? Those are the 3 main things when an entry-level person is wanting to buy a guitar. And as a matter of fact, the biggest thing these guys have going for them is how they look. So the cool factor is definitely there. As far as sustain goes, I would say this is decidedly middle of the road. It's alright. If you hear all that noise in the background, that's coconut. So the sustain's kind of middle of the road, and why is that? Well, it's not ash or alder or basswood like a lot of guitars are made from that are high production models. It is made of agathis. Cort has used agathis, BC Rich, of course, is what we're talking about today. But even all the way up to some of the Ibanez produced Steve Vai models have been made of agathis. What is agathis? Well, it's a conifer. It's basically not a hardwood, but not a super duper soft wood. It's softer than mahogany. It's basically a type of pine, so it's kind of ragged on a lot, but it is easy to work, which is why you can get these nice bevels, no problem. It's a good choice for this type of guitar, actually. The sustain isn't as, you know, there as it would be on something like mahogany or maple. You got to remember, when a guitar body is made of a softer wood, it vibrates more. When the guitar body vibrates more, your string loses energy. So when it loses energy into that guitar body, you lose sustain. So technically, the harder your guitar body, the longer your sustain. And I'm going to build an oak guitar one day. Yeah, the input jack is kind of a thing I don't like on these. The way it is, it's always a plastic. When you get a Bronze series, you're going to have a plastic little square thing that your input jack is on, your output jack, whatever. And it's super easily cracked. You see that time and time again on these guitars. The bridge is a wraparound style. So kind of like some of the old Gibsons or Epiphones had. So the string actually wraps from this side, it goes through this side, wraps over the top of the bridge, and then you have two posts which connect it to the body. I like string through bodies. I'm not the biggest fan of this kind of bridge, but I will say for doing metal and palm muting and things like that, it's not that uncomfortable, right? It doesn't wear on your hand too much. The pickups are called the BDSM pickups, if I remember correctly, which is kind of silly, as it stands for Broad Dynamic Something Matched. I don't know what the S is. They're a little harsh. They have a surprising amount of bass. I actually cut the bass down on this amp quite a bit. I think the purpose behind that was to give that metal scooped sound that everybody in the 90s was after. You know, that kind of Slayery sound, you know? Because Kerry King does have signature Bronze Series guitars as well. They're like this. They got big old dumb tribal things on them. There's been one on the channel. For metal, they're alright. You know, the pickups are okay. Everything else is pretty basic. You just have your volume, you have your tone, you have your, again, plastic output jack connector thingy, and you got relatively cheap pots. You know, they do come with cheap pots. Tuners are, as you would expect, they're on par with, say, Indonesia-made Squire. What you're paying for when you buy a Bronze Series Warlock is the look. Because it's kind of a given that if you're a metal guy, you're probably going to upgrade the pickups, probably upgrade the pots, and if I were you, I would get a metal input jack plate. And these bridges, you know, anything that fits the standard width, which I think is 48 mil, will fit there. So there's plenty of room for upgrading, and you don't feel so bad upgrading when you buy a cheap guitar. So my recommendation, if you want a metal guitar on the cheap, get you one right now, because they are becoming more scarce, especially in good shape. Like this one, the tips are all nice and everything. I think a lot of them get destroyed. The Agatha's body is relatively soft. They're soft and the points always get messed up, and sometimes they break off, and sometimes it doesn't take a whole lot to break one off. With all that in mind, if you're just looking for a metal guitar that looks the part, that out of the box seems pretty playable, I'd get one. You know, if you're a guitar player who takes your playing seriously and you want to take the next step, I would get one and upgrade it. But if you're looking for an all-in-one metal shred machine, I don't really think this is it. The pickups aren't there. The playability is alright. You do have 24 frets. That's cool. The fret wire on this one seems to be medium. It doesn't seem to be like extra jumbo or anything that, you know, a lot of your shredders would like. Solidly built and getting more scarce, so pick you one up right now if you can. You know, hopefully you'll find one sub $100. That's you know, I say if you find one under $100, buy it. That's kind of the way I think. Between 120, 140, you know, if it's in good shape, cool. Anything over that, I wouldn't pop on it, but eventually they're going to be going for $200 because it's just kind of the nature of the beast. People are going to look back fondly on their metal instruments, and there you go. So thanks for watching this little review of a Warlock, an honest review. Tried to tell you everything I could think about these guys. These axes are cool. That's the whole point of them, is that they're cool. They look cool, and they're fun to bring out on stage and just have a good time with. So, all right, that's enough rambling. Kyle, appreciate your video. You guys go check out Bearded Cat Guitars Plus on YouTube, and I don't know, watch another of my videos too. Why not? See you guys next time. And then you have, apparently I need to work on this input jack.